Well, good morning from the city in Taichung. It is 7:20 on a Saturday morning, and I am off on a nice little adventure. Almost missing my train because I decided I wanted Family Mart coffee. Now, I am up and at 'em this early, partially because when you're going from USA to Asia, the jet lag hits you like a ton of bricks, so you're up and at 'em at like 5 in the morning. And the other part is because originally I counted on taking a train that left at 8 in the morning, but all the tickets were sold out. So now I'm slumming it on the local train at 7:30. My plans today are a little bit shorter. I am on the hook for family visits later this afternoon, so this is me doing a little fun adventure in the morning. And the fun adventure is I want to go check out a former sugar factory that has little train rides. So the first step is to take a local train to the town of Yuanlin. My train 7:31, bound for Jiayi. That little red dot means it's ready to go. Perfect timing.
Next stop, Wucheng.
Tieri's new toys. Alright, I am in Yuanlin. The EMU 700 has brought me here. I do love that even though I wasn't able to make my express train, the local train brought me here with really good time. People who watched my last video might be asking why wasn't I able to board this express train without a ticket like I was in the last video. And the reason is, the express train I wanted to take is of Ziqiang class, the highest level of priority on TRA. But the train I took yesterday was on the lowest bracket of that class, whereas the train that I wanted to take is the highest bracket. It's a Ziqiang 3000. So that means that it would have required a reserved seat ticket, and there's no standing on board those trains. That's part of the reason I don't like them as much. And honestly, I'm realizing not being able to make my express train let me see something much rarer. This is a diesel local train. It's about to leave, but I'll explain why that's special in a sec. So these rail cars are DRC 1000 rail cars. They're used on the TRA branch line routes, the Pingxi, which is in northern Taiwan, the Neiwan, which is in Hsinchu, where I was yesterday, and the DZ line, which is down south around where I am right now. They generally are relegated to their branch lines, so they don't pop out on the main line, except for a few runs each day for, I'm assuming like crew transfers or coaching stock transfers, and a few times a day, runs pop out on the main line. One of those runs is apparently Train 2904, a fast local service that operates on the DZ line and goes to Zhanghua, which is where the main rolling stock yard for these cars are kept. It's always a fun little treat seeing diesel trains on the Taiwan Railways network. It's a very electrified system out here, so I love rare things. And another bonus point is that on the southern end of these train cars, they have a half cab so you can actually see everything that's going on, a massive foamer window. So I always love riding them whenever I get the chance. Anyway, I'm currently here at Yuanlin. This is an elevated station that was built in 2012-ish, around that time. And the reason I'm here is that I'm transferring to a bus. The goal of today's adventure is to visit the Xihu sugar factory. In the western areas of Taiwan, or in all of Taiwan actually, there used to be a huge sugar industry. It was the biggest crop that was exported, but all that's kind of gone now. There is one remaining functional sugar factory that operates trains. It's in a county further south of here. I made a video about it back in September 2023. The one that I'm visiting today has turned into a tourist operation, and part of those operations are they operate little trains, so I want to go ride that little train. And to do that, I need to go find the bus station to get a bus to Xihu. The Yuanlin station has floor art. Cool. Down here at ground level, you can actually see where the old right-of-way ran. There's the old TRA fencing by some apartments here. And then above me here is the new elevated line. Keeping with the theme of the last video, one of the reasons that I routed myself towards here is because down the street from the Yuanlin station is another weird bus station. This one is operated by the Yuanlin Bus Company, and they are the company that I will be taking to get to Xihu today. I'm on their Route 20 that leaves in 30 minutes. Wow. The massive temple complex just on the side of the road. Now, there's a slightly newer bus station way closer to the Yuanlin station that's used by all the bus companies in the area, but I'm interested in the Yuanlin one because it looks a little tighter, a little more interesting, and it seems like the main area that the buses stage before they start their routes onwards in the county. Oh wow, another temple. Alright, Google Maps has not led me astray. This weird little alleyway here is where they keep their buses. There's a bunch of storefronts, like whatever Coco is. It's not boba, I know that. Huh. And then I think the entrance is up there. Alright, I found the street side waiting area for some routes, the Shuili buses and the 6 buses. Here's a sign that says, for Yuanlin buses, go this way. Come through here. We have their schedules. So let me see, what am I on today? I'm looking for the 2020. Oh, this is unfortunate. So, Yuanlin, Xihu, that's the bus I was going to take. For some reason it's blotted out, so I gotta go figure out what all that's about. So my run got cut because of a driver shortage. Yuanlin bus just like us for real. They even have hiring ads up here. Okay, so change of plans. I won't be on the 20, but instead I will be on the 9:05 departure. That works. Wow. This bus station even has a little shrine. Oh. Here's a big coach bus. So this is another rural Taiwanese bus station. There's one parked with its nose like right up against a wall. This is like the main staging area for all the buses. I still have 35 minutes until mine departs, which is a little bit unfortunate, but not much I can do about that. The fact that this is the entrance on this busy road and this is all the space the drivers get to play with is honestly insane to me, but this station also looks significantly quieter than the other ones I've visited, so not much going on right now. Wow, a lot of these signs are relics from years prior. Street side, the bus to Taichung is departing. I could go back if I wanted. Oh, and I can also see the trains from here. There they go. It's old and faded. You can see old ads from the 90s. Wow. The green text here shows that it's an AC bus. I guess a holdover from the days when they didn't have AC in all the buses. The bus that's playing over started up, so I guess this one will be mine. And now mine is joining the party. Found another insane stop. Alright, well, after an uneventful, a little bit boring journey, I've made it to Xihu. This is the town with the sugar factory. So, from the bus station, I'm gonna walk down the street to see the sugar factory. Despite having to take a later bus than originally planned on, I got here around the same amount of time, so I guess they just combined two duplicating runs. I'm in a tiny bit of a hurry just because it is currently 9:42 a.m. The sugar trains depart hourly on the hour, so I have 18 minutes to make it to the factory, buy my ticket, and get on board that train. One of the interesting things about this sugar factory operation is that it's the only one in Taiwan that has an active steam locomotive pulling, but that is subject to the vibes. They don't have a set schedule of when the steam locomotive comes out to play. Instead, it's just like on the day they announce it. Normally they use the little, I believe they're made by the company Diema, just little diesel locomotives that haul open-air passenger cars on a little tour of the former sugar operations. Peeking through there, you can see some of the train cars used. Unfortunately, I need to navigate through whatever this intersection is, and I refuse to jaywalk in Taiwan, so. Xihu Sugar Factory, big road, and the train's on the other side. Well, made it in. Now where do I get tickets? Oh dear. Looks like it's a very popular ride today. Alright, looks like you get tickets in here. 1 ticket acquired. 5 minutes to departure. I hear the train pulling up. This train's built by Hitachi, Japanese. Now, as you can see, it's a very tourist tram operation and also very dependent on the weather. Like if it were raining today, this would not be pleasant, but It's very nice out today, so hopefully this should be a good ride. The other sugar factories in Taiwan, some of them use train rolling stock like this. Others have like air-conditioned cars. So this will be pretty fun. Just sitting there enjoying the breeze. Release the hounds. Time to do my strat of heading towards the very front. Alright, I decided to sit in car number 2. This is pretty fun. Right behind the locomotive. We have a tour guide.
好了，我们这次来倒数5、4、3、2、1。好，各位嘉宾请注意行车安全。每个车厢都有紧急按钮，每个车厢都有紧急按钮，在特殊状况之下才能按一下，我们司机大哥才会停下来。各位嘉宾，不要将你的头、你的手伸至车外，以免发生意外。不要站在椅子上，以免发生跌倒。请勿攀爬车厢，请勿攀爬车厢。火车尚未停稳时，请勿上下车。火车尚未停稳时，请勿上下车。直到我们的长途站来回有4.26公里，时间上面是大约是35分。沿路上呢可以看到我们的西湖的农作物，我们西湖的农作物有韭菜花、有青葱、有葡萄。
Manual flagging in effect.
好，给嘉宾将我们的双手请高高挥挥手，来谢谢他们，请让我们先通过，谢谢。来，左右两边都要配合。
Out movies.
好，各位嘉宾，我们沿路上呢可以看到我们的春耕啊，还有我们春暖花开的季节，一年之计在于春。
Lots of cabbage.
来，再来，我们火车的右边呢，可以看到西湖镇的方所桥，方所这边。
Bridge. They have Wi-Fi on here? We get to the end point. So the route just kind of ends out here in the countryside. So this is as far as it goes. It's Xihu Station. Up here the locomotive detaches and it'll run around the train. In the past, I believe they had like vendors set up here, but that doesn't appear to be happening anymore. I took this once when I was a kid, like many years ago, and I remember there were vendors over here. Now they seem to be on the other side of the train, selling just like off the railings, because we are not allowed to get off the train anymore. I also appreciate being the weird solo traveler because I have the entire half of the train to myself. Alright,
来，在我们火车头的左边呢，可以看到我们这大长的那个是洛梨哈，洛梨已经在开花了哈。好，来，各位嘉宾，我们火车呢怎么变换车道呢？等一下来看一下我们的左手边有个黑白郎君上的普通火车体。我们的普通火车站呢，在民国99年的时候呢，就登陆了，我们来猜看哈。它不是民宿，是神社啊。
We're getting out of the boonies.
好，来，再来呢，可以沿路上呢，可以看到我们风，可以看到我们的什么呢？阳光啊，这是阳光啊，它不是星空。
Alright, 35 minutes later, we are off of the train. That was a fun experience. Yeah, this is, I think, the most popular sugar train operation in Taiwan, mostly just because of how close it is to major civilization like Taichung. It's currently 10:35. I still have a little bit more time before I'm scheduled to leave, so I'm going to go check out their sugar train museum. So, sugar used to be a major industry in Taiwan, and in addition to running freight trains hauling sugar exports, the sugar railways used to run trains just like this one, all across Taiwan. All these tiny towns that I've ever visited, including this one, used to be connected by trains. Here goes my locomotive, by the way, running around to start the next run. Train. And these trains used to be called 5-cent trains because of the track gauge, narrow gauge trains. They ran all across these small towns. Every town was connected. It was one of the big 2 trains in Taiwan, the sugar trains and TRA. Now, of course, that's all gone, and all that remains are some tourist operations and one sugar factory in Yunlin County. But, yeah, this was a great historical little ride. They also have steam trains here. This is their real claim to fame. They are the last sugar factory, refinery that runs steam trains for the tourist operations. For passenger services, a lot of sugar companies also operated little rail cars like that one. That one's a newer representation, but they would run little rail cars on the lesser used lines. As time went on, all these rail lines were replaced by buses, and that's where we are today. Now, right now this operates as a tourist attraction meant to make money just to keep it alive and give the Taiwan Sugar Company a little more profit, but they have this nice, quiet little museum area that the tourist groups seem to be ignoring. This is a popular attraction for the tourist group, so I was competing for space with a bunch of big tour buses, but that's okay. I had my little side of the train to myself. In this workshop, they seem to keep one of the old rail cars. If I got my Taiwanese sugar train lore correct, this type of rail car was called the Victory rail car, and it was what operated instead of these long, the long open air trains. The little rail cars would bounce along the line, servicing the small towns that it serviced. Now those towns have bus service and no more trains. Since I am on the hook for some family time this afternoon, I didn't really plan a whole lot for today. This was the bulk of what I wanted to do with my time. And currently it is 10:40. I have a bus that I want to take to get to Zhanghua, which is up further north, a little south of Taichung, where I will have a little bit of time to explore, and then that should be my day. Hey, look, it's me. Alright. Well, this was a good visit. Well, I had my fun here. I rode the little train, and now it's time to walk back towards the bus station. Since I am currently in Taiwan, land of boba, there are plenty of little establishments along the side of the road that might have little drinky drinks that I have no problem in partaking in. Let's see if they have what I want here. Ooh, I recognize those words, donghua. Alright, one winter melon tea later as I explained to the lady what an American is doing in this town. Onwards to the bus station. This right here is my favorite Taiwanese drink, winter melon tea. You can find it in America, but I don't know, it just hits diff in Taiwan. Can you spot the bus station? It's right here. Here's the waiting room, ticket machine, and bus schedules. Alright, towards Zhanghua. When is my bus? Alrighty, 11:10. There will be a bus to Zhanghua. Alright, 19. This will be my bus today. Aww. That's cute. This bus is all decked out. One excellent ride later, and I'm at the Donghua bus station. Yeah, I got kicked out of my throne seat at the front for some other passengers, but that was a great ride. As you can imagine, I am here at yet another crazy bus station. They don't have a lot of space, but they have to back out of all their spots here. Absolutely crazy affair. There's a bus laying over. Here's one of the pull-in spots. You can see the blocks that they use to determine where to stop the bus. And there's my ride. So it's kind of perfect that I ended up here because I'm going to transfer to a bus that will drop me off on the side of the road somewhere so I can attend a family function. So now I have to wait for the bus number 17. It departs in 7 minutes, and then that'll take me to my destination. Wow. I'm at dock number 3 today. Oh, perfect. My bus was in the stripper lane. Damn. Oh, we really didn't back up that much. So the 17 has dropped me off here along the side of the road in between Zhanghua and Taichung, and it is currently 12:15. So I think this is where I will be ending my adventure for the day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye.